I literally just got home. This is so quick. I want to unbox it today, so I'm trying to unbox it before I have to go back to work. Please focus. But my Inktober Artsnacks 2019 collection came in the mail today, and I am so excited. I pre-ordered this right when they announced it. Why does my camera hate me today? There we go. Okay, so let's open it. Okay. Guys. Oh gosh. It's so heavy too. Like, there's a lot in here. I'm so excited. Okay. Do I... Oh my gosh. Guys, what is this? So this is a little letter from Jake Parker. Explaining the Inktober challenge. I'll try to put it in frame, so if you want to pause, you can read it. Oh, it's a print! Oh guys, this is really cool. Oh, I love that. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. So it looks like, oh my gosh. We have a pad of paper, dual tip brush pens in different colors, 24. This is the one that I knew was coming, the Plum Chester sketchbook. I've never had one of these, and I'm so excited to try it out. It's gonna be my first square sketchbook, and so for my project idea for this Inktober was to do a comic, and I think this is gonna be just my book to sketch the comic in. And I realized that was all like off screen, me struggling again. I'm gonna use my nail clippers that I found to open my box and try to open this. Okay, so the cover's like a really kind of soft leather. I was expecting like just like a glossy paper, but no, I think it's leather. And the band closure, I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so definitely thinner paper than what I'm used to, so I think I definitely will not do finished stuff in this sketchbook. I'll do definitely the kind of the more sketching. Oh my gosh. Guys, I really love this. Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't know, I'm so excited. It's even got the little Inktober logo. It's embossed. I thought it would just be printed on top. It's embossed. Wow. I was really excited about this sketchbook, but I'm excited about everything right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. There's a lot. Okay. And then for the Inktober collection, they give you an Inktober logo sticker. So I think I'll probably put this on the sketchbook I will be doing my finished Inktober in, which is going to be the same kind of book that I used last year. I used a Strathmore mixed media softbound book, and it was really, really nice, and I loved it. Okay, so we got what looks like 3 sizes of jelly rolls. I'm not the biggest fan of jelly rolls, but I think with what I'm doing this year, they'll be very helpful. And we've got, I see some calligraphy nib, which will be super helpful because I have some hand-drawn text. I'm not going to do hand-drawn text throughout the comic, obviously, but for the cover page, we have, wow. Oh, guys, look at this. A lovely, like, marble nib holder. So I have one of these from last year. I'll be excited to see how this tip works. And then we have a Copic fountain drawing pen, which if you watched my last video, I was not super impressed with this. But since I won't be doing a lot of watercolors, once again, maybe this will come in handy as just my inking. And we also get Speedball Super Black India ink jar, which I'm very excited to use. I'm excited to use all of these. Let's open up these markers, because that's the last thing. I'll definitely go in depth and test all of these later, but for right now I'm just kind of unboxing because I wanted to see what came in my mailbox. Okay, how do we... Ooh. Okay, so they kind of look like Tombos. I don't think I'm going to be using a lot of color, but I definitely love markers, so if I can get the second level. Oh no. Oh no, I've ruined it. Okay. So they come in the box, and I've ruined the order that they came in. So I'll test these later, but I'm beyond excited about all of this stuff. This is some cotton rag paper. Printmaking, drawing, lettering, and painting. Wow. Oh wow. Wow. Alright guys, I'll come back and we'll be in the normal setting and I'll be testing all this stuff later. Okay, so I'm experimenting with a new setup here. It might be a little shaky because this is a, like, you know, mobile desk in my room that I have. I just cleaned my room, so I thought it might be a good idea to try and set up a workspace that I can have to do videos. Otis is here with me, if you can hear him chewing on his toys, keeping him busy. But he's just sitting with me. I'm on my bed, and this is my desk. Anyways, enough explanation. I won't test on this paper because it is such kind of fancy paper. It's that cotton rag pad that came in the Inktober box. So I'm gonna do most of my swatching and tests in the Plumchester book. But yeah. Let's unpack everything and get it all out. My Inktober sticker. I'm kind of excited about these, kind of nervous. I don't really use brush pens, but there's quite a few of them. To me, not to knock this brand or anything, I'm sure they're, you know, really nice. I'm excited to try them. To me, they kind of remind me a little bit of like when you would go and get those like 300-piece art kits from like a store, and it's like a little like briefcase of art supplies. And like, don't get me wrong, those were the best days of my life when I got those, but that's what they kind of remind me of, to say they're professional art supplies. They just, I don't know, they don't look that expensive, but I could be really wrong. And I think they're gonna turn out really nice. Let's find that sketchbook. Okay, so here's the Plumchester sketchbook, and I'm just gonna swatch. Should I take the back page, maybe? I want to make sure that yeah, so this is not an end paper page. You might be able to see Otis's nose. Otis, wanna come smell? There it is. He's wondering what the heck I'm doing. What I was saying is, normally kind of hardbound books, the way that they're bound, this page that covers essentially how the covering goes is a different kind of paper normally than the actual sketchbook. But I think they feel the same thickness. I think they're the same paper, so I might even be able to swatch over on the back cover, which would be fun and nice. So I'm just gonna go in order here, the order they came in, and do some swatching, and I will see you again in a minute. So next, I think I'm gonna try this super black ink with my calligraphy nib holder and my nib, and just lay down a bit of ink so I can test the jelly rolls and see how they do on top of the ink. Ooh, that's a weird seal. It's like, do you remember those like UFO candies that I never understood why people ate? Because they were like styrofoam essentially. That's what this like, oh no! That's what this seal is like made out of. Oh no. I'm gonna make a mess. I'm gonna make a mess. Okay, well, that's already made a mess. I'm gonna do the best I can with that. I should be able to dip the pen. So, what I've learned with dip pens is you want to not go too far over the well. But this pen doesn't seem to want to fill the well. Am I supposed to do something first? Let's try just, ooh, I do like the nib. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to write. Here we go. Now that I've split it, maybe it'll take the ink. Because it's supposed to, like, that's your ink well to help you not have to dip so much. That little hole in the top of the nib. And then you take off the excess. Oh no, okay. Yeah, my well isn't taking the ink. It's just, maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Okay. Good line variation. I think I really like this nib. Ooh, guys. I think I might have to learn how to ink with a nib. No! That's what I get for not doing my excess. Getting rid of it. Oh no, I've done something. I don't think my nib's in all the way. It's very sharp, so it's hard to push in, but, ooh, the paper's getting chewed. So this paper is not good to handle a lot of water. Cause see right here? You can't see that. There's a little piece of chewed paper. There you go. Wow, beauty gurus really did just invent that, huh? To help the camera focus. Okay. I think I'm gonna like this nib. I think I need to make sure I'm using it correctly. I definitely want to go wash it so I can take care of it properly, because these are super interesting and fun to me. So I'm gonna go wash it and take care of it, and, well, actually maybe, okay, first, let's lay down a little solid patch, or mostly solid, because this is a nib and not a brush. That'll be for the big fat one. This will be for the mama bear one. And this will be for the baby bear size. Okay, so I'll let that dry and I'll come back with the jelly rolls and a very clean calligraphy nib. It's kind of dry, but I want to make sure, so I'll test, even though I've already used one of these, the Copic fountain pen. Now, last video, I had a lot to complain about with these pens. I really should, like, talk them up. They are really nice. It's really fun to draw with. The frustrating thing to me was the fact that the box it was in was mostly water-based supplies, and they don't work with that. They're not waterproof when dry. So that's what made me really frustrated with them. is that they were put in a box that they weren't going to do well in. Otherwise, this is a really nice pen. It's really fun. I love having that tip for some reason. Like I was saying in the last one, there's not a lot of line variation you can get with these. At least with this size, I've found, which is the FO2. Maybe they have other sizes that work a little better. I'm gonna zoom in so you can kind of see the lines a little more. So I can kind of get really, really thin lines, and then if I push down a little, some thicker lines versus something like that. But there's not a lot of difference, as you can see. You can barely tell. I mean, you can see in the stripes versus this one because they're smaller, but you can barely tell when I'm trying to do the same stroke next to each other. So all in all, I think this is a great pen. I still haven't tried it with Copics. It's great quality, it's a great black, and the tip is really fun. It's just not, it just did not meet my expectations for being put in a box with watercolor stuff. Anyways, good pen, in summary. Good pen. Sorry I knocked it so much. I really do like it. Now that these three are dry, I'm gonna open up these jelly rolls. Me and Jelly Roll have a bit of a feud because they've never worked for me the way that they work for other people. This is the 08. Okay. This is the 05. The Mama Bear, which I'm gonna call it. Exactly as I suspected. And the, oh, that's the 08 again. Just kidding, I dropped the 01. The 01. Oh, the 10. Just kidding, the 10. So this is actually the Big Bear. So they're showing up, they're doing well, but when I go to use them on my pieces, they're just like, never mind, we don't do that. Maybe the formula's gotten better over the years, but I remember my first Jelly Rolls, I was very disappointed, and that's why I turned to Posca pens. I know a lot of people love these. They're just not my favorite, but these guys seem to do okay. I'm excited about the 10s, because thicker nibs, I guess, tend to be my jam, and they tend to work a lot better because the ink has a lot more room to flow out. So, I mean, they look like they're working fine, so maybe they're gonna prove me wrong. Let's try over the big one. Yeah, see? They're good for like dots and little highlights and stuff like that, but not if I wanted to do maybe like a white outline. Maybe this 10 will give me a run for my money, but the other ones I don't have a lot of faith in. So I think that's all the supplies to be swatched. Now I gotta think of something to draw. So my camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna change the battery and then we can do some brainstorming. Ignore this, because this didn't happen yet. Anyways, before I start brainstorming, so the paper in this sketchbook, it did have some bleeding with the ink drop that accidentally fell, and a little bit of ghosting with the markers where you can kind of see where they are through the page. I'm certain, since they're water-based, that if I went over the same spot quite a few times, it would bleed through, but I think this sketchbook, it's not a drawback for me because it forces me to sketch in this sketchbook. Maybe do a little inking, but mostly keep this for a sketchbook. Whereas usually I have these big mixed media sketchbooks, which I love because of the thick paper, but I get so bogged down with the idea that I can make a final piece on this paper that I should make a final piece on that paper, when normally I should just be sketching and improving. So I'm excited with this sketchbook. I like it so far. I love the cover. But anyways, what I was saying was before I realized my camera wasn't recording, is I'm going to do a little character design. I think what I'm going to do today with these supplies is maybe draw out my main character for this Inktober. His name is Leon O'Rourke. He is an American fighter pilot who gets shot down over Nazi-occupied Germany very early on in the war, of the Second World War. So yeah, that's my comic for this Inktober. I'm planning on using this Inktober to kickstart the drawing process for that, so I can finally stop making excuses and just make it. I'm still debating whether I want my style to be kind of more Tintin with my Tintin eyes, or try more realism. But how does Leon's nose go? Oh goodness. I think, yeah, there we go. Leon has a bit of an upturned nose, so the way I do that, I do a little kind of bump up top, and just kind of his undernose with a little, it looks almost like a, almost as if he's making like the equals 3 face from back in the day, but then you add his mouth and everything's good to go. He's kind of, Leon, oh goodness. He's kind of this super self-confident, kind of egotistical guy. You may recognize him from my last sketchbook tour. Essentially me and an internet friend made him and a whole cast of characters we call the Hoodies Gang, and they have several different timelines and several different, you know, alternate universes, alternate I don't know, AUs, alternate universes, yeah, where we make a bunch of stories about them and using them and with them. And Leon and his group have 2 kind of main timelines, and then the past, a modern and a past one, and the past one diverges into 2 as well. One mainly taking place in the 1930s, and one taking place in, oh my goodness, there's so many actually, I'm just realizing. But anyways, I'm doing their World War II timeline, that is their story. Him, Ginger, and Tyler are other characters, and I'm thinking of renaming Tyler specifically just for this project because it's not very old-fashioned. It didn't really pick up popularity until the 70s, and I'm obsessed with historical accuracy and making things, you know, sound correct. But yeah, anyways, Leon. So I'm thinking I'm gonna draw him in his pilot uniform. What else is Leon? Yeah, that's kind of him. That's more of his modern hair than his 40s hair, but anyways. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw Leon. I'm gonna do, should I even do a couple more sketches? I don't know. I'll fast forward and I'm just gonna draw now because thinking and drawing is a lot. And I'm gonna take some references is what I'm going to do from my Pinterest board. Okay, fast forwarding now.
as we're coming up to the end of this video, I just wanted to say that this piece was just meant to be kind of something quick and easy, not anything serious, as you can tell by the way that I'm coloring it, just haphazard, everything. It was just something quick to test out the supplies and how they work together. You'll see my actual Inktober pieces on my Instagram. I won't be filming this year. Instead, what you will be seeing is the recordings from last year. I am finishing that story. Hopefully by the end of the month. It's a process. I don't know what this October is going to hold, but that's my goal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me and more of my videos, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I hope you guys have a great Inktober. I'd love to see your stuff. Tag me on Instagram. You can find me at Gottagoghdraw, same as my username here on YouTube. I can't wait to see what you guys do for this year's Inktober. Bye for now, guys.
So yeah, what I was saying, Otis, we have a friend. I'm gonna open up the jelly rolls and we can zoom back out. Or right in, that's fine too. My camera might die, so we'll be on the lookout for that. You can't even tell. Focus, perhaps? Wasn't even recording. Focus, 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 focus. Please. You know, I really gave my camera too much credit, and now it's getting an attitude. What are you focusing on? Are we focused yet? Ah! It really just hates his face.